Hello everybody, I'm Jackie K. Cooper here with
AG the intern. Hello everyone.
We're here today. Not long ago we did each of us did our 5 scariest movies.
We did.
And this time we're just going to talk about it. I have a list, Amber doesn't have a list, but we're going to talk about the top 5 sports movies that I've seen. And I am not a sportsman.
Not a sport. Okay, well, I'm a sports gal, but
you are.
I do not watch movies about sports, really. The only thing that I've watched about sports is One Tree Hill and Friday Night Lights. So, and those are TV series, not movies. Have you seen those?
One Tree Hill was a sports series?
Yeah, they play basketball and...
Okay, because I know Friday Night Lights was about Texas football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that, and by the way, was one of the best TV series I have ever watched.
Better than One Tree Hill?
Okay, they're neck and neck.
There he goes again. Chad Michael Murray. Boom, 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 boom.
Please don't be mad at me, Chad.
As you drive over him.
He'll get over it, I'm sure.
All right, who is your favorite actor on Friday Night Lights?
His name is Taylor Kitsch. I think that's how you say his last name.
Taylor Kitsch,
He played
I've seen
Tim
him in
Riggins.
things.
Yeah. Have you ever met him?
Nope.
Good. I would be jealous.
I like the woman who played the wife.
Oh, Connie
Britton?
Britton.
I like her a lot.
Yeah. I've seen her in a few different things too. I like her.
But anyway. Ask me who my top favorite sports movies are. Because when I was thinking of making the list, I really thought, how will I ever come up with 5 movies?
Yeah.
And then I got to think about it, and I could have done 8 to 10 more.
All right. Jackie, what is your number 5 sports movie?
And I know you probably have never heard of this.
Okay.
It's a movie called The Natural.
No.
Robert Redford.
Absolutely.
Glenn Close. Baseball player. Climactic scene. This isn't giving anything away in the plot, but in the pinnacle of the movie, he is up to bat and pitch is thrown and he hits it and it's a home run and it goes up and there are lights. This is back in the 50s or 40s or whenever, but there are these big spotlight type things for the baseball field, and somehow it hits the lights and it causes all these sparks to come out of the lights. And he's running the bases with all of these lights falling.
Oh.
It was one of the grandest things I've ever seen. There is also a scene where Glenn Close is sitting in the bleachers watching Robert Redford play. She's dressed in white, I think, and she has a hat on. And it's like the sun is coming down and almost illuminating her. And I found out that they put a light bulb in her hat.
In her hat. Oh, that's funny.
To create the sense that she was like this
illuminated,
glowing figure.
Okay.
Yeah. Great movie. Great movie. Robert Redford, so good. And great baseball movie.
Yeah.
I really think you'd enjoy it.
All right. Well, if I have time, I'll give it a watch, Jackie.
You've got a list and I have to watch.
So many things to watch these days.
Yes, you do. I'll watch that. I'll watch that. I'm going to read that. I'm going to read that.
I have so many things to do. All right, Jackie. Number 4. What is it?
Number 4. I think you might have heard of this.
Okay.
The Blind Side.
Oh yes. Jackie.
Oh, yes.
Okay, but everyone is absolutely going to be mad at me about this. I've only seen The Blind Side in bits and pieces on TV. Isn't that awful?
That is awful. Sandra Bullock is so good as Lee Ann Turley.
I know it.
And it's the story of Michael Orr, who was a football player, and his relationship. He's adopted into a family, but Sandra Bullock and Tim McGraw, of all people, plays her husband. Yeah. And Lily Collins, who is now a pretty big star. She is the daughter, who's the cheerleader in high school, whatever.
Right.
But just, oh my gosh, that movie has so many great scenes.
It's really iconic. Everybody still talks about it to this day, I feel like. So.
Yeah, it was the best thing that she won an Oscar for it, but it was the best thing that Sandra Bullock to me has ever done.
Okay.
It was and you've seen
I've
bits
seen
and
bits
pieces.
Yay! Go me.
Did you just look at and say, okay, that's nice, and then walk out of the room?
It's funny because I'm the kind of person that leaves the TV on for background noise in my room or in my living room, whatever.
You're one of
but
those
I'm one of
people.
those people. So I will have it on as background noise as I'm scrolling social media, TikTok, whatever. So
And you
I've
say,
watched it.
Side. Oh,
in
I remember
there.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces.
Yeah. All right, Jackie.
Number three.
Let's hear it.
These are all great movies.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans.
Oh, Jackie, I've seen that. That's so funny. I watched it recently, though. Like, in the past, 3 weeks. That was the first time I've ever seen it.
What relationship does it have to our community?
Okay, so the band
Yes!
that was shown in the movie was actually our hometown's high school.
Perry High School Band.
Perry High School Band was featured in Remember the Titans, so.
And this was back in 2000.
Right.
So, and Denzel Washington,
Mm-hmm.
Will Patton, just, oh my gosh, there's so much emotion in the story of the coach, and this was about schools that had not been integrated, and that they come together, and it was just.
It was a very good movie. I really, really enjoyed it.
You agree with this one?
I do. Number two, Jackie.
Number two.
Number two.
Back from 1993, 28 years ago.
Yep, before my
Sean Astin
Okay.
was in Lord of the Rings, or that
Yeah,
series.
yeah.
He played Sam in Lord of the
Okay.
Rings. He was in a movie called Rudy,
Rudy.
based on a true story about a young man who was not large in stature, but wanted to play football and wanted to play for Notre Dame. And the whole movie is about him trying to achieve that goal. And it has a fantastic ending, and you're just
have to see
because it's a
it.
true story, and you believe it. I love movies that have truth in them, that are about dreams and hopes and things coming true.
Yeah.
For ordinary people having extraordinary things happen to them. And in movies, you get these stories, and you realize that there are people who the odds are against them to achieve their dream, but they do. And Rudy is a perfect example of it.
Yeah. I like inspiring movies, too.
I do too.
They make me feel good, so.
They do me too. I get
Yeah.
cold chills, and I just, and I can watch them over and over
Yeah.
and over.
Yeah.
But
All right.
my number one movie,
Number one.
it's a tie.
Okay.
It's a tie.
All right.
My good friend Gene Hackman.
Oh,
who
yeah.
you and I
Good friend
talked
Gene
about,
Hackman.
who just didn't like me.
Did not like
But
Jackie.
one of the first movies I ever interviewed him, I interviewed several times, was Hoosiers.
Hoosiers. I've heard a lot of good things about
Oh,
Hoosiers.
basketball story, a team in Indiana, underdogs. He's a new coach. He's pulling the team together. They have all sorts of problems, and then there's the championship game, and it's just inspiring. And again,
Another inspiring
people who went beyond
Uh-huh.
the expectations that anybody had for them, and were able to push it forward just a little bit further.
Yeah.
But that is tied with another one of my all-time favorites, Brian's Song.
Never heard of that one, Jackie.
Brian's Song. It's been done twice, but the first one was a TV movie, and I'm bringing it in for that. Starred James Caan and Billy D. Williams. It was the story of Brian Piccolo, who was an athlete, football player, and he had a great relationship with Gail Sayers, who's played by Billy D. Williams, and their families, their wives, they're just really, really close and competitive on the field, but etc. But then he develops a terminal illness. One of the saddest movies I have ever seen.
I can't do sad movies, Jackie.
Oh, really?
They make me so.
Make you sad?
They make me sad. Sad movies make me sad. Who would have thought?
I had, my wife and I had only been married maybe a little bit over a year. And that movie came on, and by the time it got to the end, I was like in hysterics.
Like sobbing.
Yes,
Yeah.
just ugly
Yeah.
crying.
That's me with The Notebook every time.
And Terry, the movie was over with, and she was like, "Oh, that was sad." Then I'm over there going, and she goes on and starts doing other things, and I'm just sitting there, just still
sobbing.
wiped out.
That's funny.
You need to
I
look
need to
it up.
add it to my
And
list.
it's got the greatest music. Oh my gosh, the
Yeah.
theme from Brian's Song is just fantastic. fantastic.
And that's something that you look for in good movies.
Yes,
is
too.
the good
And the
music.
music can just make it all the better.
All the better, yeah.
But that's my top 5.
That's your top 5. Yeah. Maybe one day I'll watch.
We
did.
too.
We did. Maybe one day I'll watch enough sports movies to have my own list, but we'll see. Until then,
you might.
Until then, I have a lot of books to read, a lot of movies to watch. So
I got a lot of living to do.
Got a lot of things on the list.
Absolutely. So. That was fun. But hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what your list is like. But for today, this has been Jackie K. Cooper along with
AG the Intern.
Have a great week.